Shade Tree Gunsmithing, Bill Nichols. How you doing this evening? Glad y'all come by. Hey, we got a kind of a, we bought another firearm like we needed it. I couldn't live without it. And what it is a Chiappa 1911 22. Right there, I don't know if you can see that on there or not, but it's a 1911 22, and we bought this, and the guy told me that I asked him when he'd cleaned it, which it don't matter to me because when one comes into me, then I automatically clean it. Before we get too much involved in it, we done checked it, but we want everybody out there to see that we checked there's empty, nothing in the chamber, anything else like that, and we can't let the hammer down. We'll leave it like that there until we put the clip back in it. But now these are like a practice pistol. They're in 22 caliber for the 1911 45. Approximately just about the same size. This one here's got rubber grips on it. Fine, I mean it's pretty tight. We've not shot it yet, but the guy that we shot, I'll tell you, I bought it off of my brother. And he wouldn't lie to me for it because he knows that I know firearms. And he knowed if he lied to me, then I'd never let him let it down. So anyway, it's a good firearm. He shot it quite a bit. These have which I'll explain it as we go. But anyway, this is one of the newer models. This has got the changeable sights. You can change the sight out on it. And it's got the windage and elevation back here. Some of the other ones, they just have the regular military sights on them, the little hump here and that, but these here's got what I would consider the target sights on it. And but anyway, we're going to go ahead and tear this thing down and show you how you tear it down. And I hope I can see it. I just got out of surgery last week with my eyes, and we just want to make sure that we can see good, because I've got some customers got some work that they're wanting me to do, and I want to make sure that I can see real good before I get started on anything. So anyway, no further ado, we'll go ahead and start tearing this down and cleaning it, and that's the Chiappa 1911 22. All right, so first off, with any of these 45 models, you got to push that down and turn. And I believe you turn this about right there. Then the spring comes out. Let's see if we can turn it up here and get, there's the guide rod. We'll turn it around this way. Cock the hammer back. Let's see here, we got a little thing here. If I can push it up, there we go. Pull that out. Slide the slide back. I'm supposed to take this here out. This only comes out one certain place. You got to turn it, and it's got some little like keepers on it. There you go. That comes out as a barrel bushing is what it's called. Now then, I believe if I done that right, there you go. It comes up. This comes apart. There's your slide. Now the barrel on these are pretty accurate. The barrel on these are made fixed. Now where 1911's at, if I can remember, the barrel has a little bitty like swivel type leg on it, and it's got a hole through it. And this pin that I took out of this one right here on a 1911, what it does is when you've got it together and you've got to bring it back a certain place on the slide, then this pin pulls out, and then that's what releases the barrel. But on these, of course, it don't do it because the barrel's fixed solid. So anyway, we're gonna kind of eyeball down this thing just a little bit. Yeah, it looks like it's a little dirty, but we've got the stuff to do it with, so we might as well do it. Yeah, this is good smelling stuff right here. I mean, this is I'll tell you, I think really it must be about 90%. It must be about 90% ammonia, because I mean it's got a smell, and most of it is ammonia. So anyway, we'll put that on there because we're not going to need that no more. Because these things are pretty simple to clean up. I mean, you know, get it started in there and shove it through. Oh, and then pull it back. Now you can see on the end of that there how dark that is now. So there was some powder residue in it, but we're fixing to take care of that. Get these out. Let me see. That'll work. That'll work. That's the main thing. That it works. I should have rolled that around the other way. I hope that goes in there. It might. And then again, I may have to cut part of it off. But we'll see if we have to or not. Yep, I'm going to have to cut part of that off. Now, let me cut this just a little bit. My eyes from the surgery, everything just a little smoky still yet. But it seems to be getting a little better every day. And to that, I say praise the Lord. Because I tell you, I had a fit with my eyes now. I'll kid you not. And if you've never had eye problems, you just don't realize how nerve-wracking it is to have them. And I mean, it is nerve-wracking. Well, push it through the one way, I don't know if it can come out the other way. See what we're looking like. Oh, look at there. Now, I'm telling you, I don't know if the camera can pick that up there, but look how nasty. See? That's why it always pays when you buy a firearm, especially a used one, when you get it home, clean it. You know, because that's the life of a firearm. It's keeping it clean, keeping it lubed good, and not over lubed. You all are fixing to see what I use to lube them up. We're going to shove this through there again. I'll tell you, that's a tight fit. But look at there. The residue's still coming out. Well, you know what? There my girls. They're in rare form again. Which that's okay. That's the way they communicate. And what they're communicating about this evening, hey sis, let's bark a little bit. Dad's making a tape again. I bet you that's what they're doing. Because they know when I'm doing this. You know, of course they'll come around and want me to pet them and do all that good stuff, you know, while I'm trying to, you know, film a little bit, but, you know, I love them. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. You know, they've been the most company for me, you know, that I ever had. And, of course, it's like I've not failed to tell you, you know, I'm single. And, I may have too much on that and it don't want to go in there. Come on now. Yeah, it done scooted it back. Let me see if I can't rewrap that a little bit. Get some of that headed where it's supposed to head. I've got a small thing here somewhere, and I don't know if I didn't put it back in my gun cleaning kit or what I didn't do, you know. That there's a little smaller. Maybe if I tried it. Of course, that other one, I really pushed it through there, so it's definitely, I'd say it's clean now, but I want to make sure there's no residue of that sweet 7.62 left in the firearm, because that stuff is pretty harsh and it could rust the firearm some, you know. But now I'm going to tell you something. There's all kinds of cleaning solvents and stuff like that. One of the, I guess that you would be, I would say would be the cheapest and one of the best, is just plain old paint thinner. You can take paint thinner and clean one up just as clean as you ever thought about cleaning it with hoppies or whatever. You know, a lot of people like hoppies because it smells good, you know. Well, most of the time when I'm doing this, I smell good, so I don't want no competition with my cleaning solvent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, Lord, we gotta have some fun, people. Gotta have fun, you know. I did like a guy asked me today on the phone, you know, and let me kind of eyeball through here at the light. Oh, man, that thing is clean. And that's what it's all about. You know, but anyway, I got to get another little gizmo here, and let's see if we can clean down in there. Take this clip out, and that's a little big. I had one that I was using just 4 clips. I don't know. There it is. Yeah. The cameraman knows where it was. He just reached right over there and said, dirty is, you know. Mr. Tim's a good one. Yeah, it's dirty down in there. Yeah. Yeah. He is. The man knows what, you know, he's devoted. I will say that. You know, he could be doing something else, and he takes the time, you know, to do these videos for me. And of course now he does something for himself, but I mean most of the time, you know, he just stops everything he's doing and does it. You know, he's not even eating supper yet, you know. And but I just tell you, you know, and I know he can hear me. He could do without a meal or two, let alone being late, you know. And he's like me, you know. Would you look at that? Can you see that they come out of where that clip goes? Now that's awful, people. But I mean, you know, these things, as long as you don't over oil, then you're all right. Now that's down there around where that trigger mechanism and everything is. You know, it lays along the side down there, these little openings, and I'm just rubbing that in there. And across the back here a little bit. Now these things are single action, and what that means is your first shot, you have to cock this thing. You don't just pull it up and pull the trigger. You have to cock it, then it fires. But now I'm going to tell you something about these little guns here, and something that a lot of you may not know about 1911s and a lot of your automatics, 9mm, stuff like that, is if you don't keep a fantastic grip on that thing, and I'm talking about a tight grip on it when you're firing, and keep that wrist locked, you know, just like this, you lock that wrist. What you're doing is when you're letting it come back, you're absorbing some of the recoil in that firearm, and sometimes they'll stovepipe. They won't feed right, you know, or something, because it's not getting enough force to come back. So anytime you're shooting any of these little 22s or even a 45, you know, and I proved that with a man once before, make sure you got that wrist locked and a good grip on that, and let the gun do its work. And, you know, they're fantastic firearms, I'm telling you. All right, we're going to get our handy little, we got that done. We're going to get our handy little brush out here. And, do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Oops, there we go. Screwed that out. Alright, now, if I can see it, yep, that was it. One drop. As a matter of fact, I think I got about 2 or 3. But, alright, if you notice, we just giving this a slight little brush. We'll brush it along the barrel. And if you can see that in the light, alright, this side, see how dull that is? Now that's dull. Now I want you to watch this. Now I just put 1 or 2 drops on this. Put a little bit down there. Now look at it. See the shininess of it? That's all that's on there. You don't have to drown these babies. I'm a telling you. You know, of course I tell you every time that you see me cleaning one or something like that, you know, we'll take this down through here. All right. Now then. Get that hammer down a little bit. We can get that work back in there, or slid back in there. Hey, come on. Get going. Nope, not yet. Up there. What's that? There. That's the baby. All right. Now then, we'll start back over. And I guess we just reverse it. This is the barrel bushing right here, and it's got those little locking lugs on it right there, and that's what locks into this thing. And so we'll turn that in there. That goes down. You hear it snap. You know. All right. Turn that up like that. Here's your guide rod. Now, guide rod looks like it might be just a little bit dirty, so I believe what I'm going to do is wipe it off just a little bit. That's it, girls. Go ahead and bark. They're going to. Ain't no use me, you know. I know one thing. I'm about to get the cotton mouse, so I'm going to reach over here to this retarded Sprite that I got. And I call it retarded Sprite. Now, it's not Sprite. It's by another company, but it tastes like Sprite. So I just call it, instead of, they give them these wild names. Well, I give them wild names too. I just give it retarded Sprite, and I know what it is. You know, matter of fact, somebody can be here and I can say, you want some retarded Sprite? And they've been around enough. They know what I'm talking about. So. Okay. Now this thing, it's got a place down in here, and this goes right down, and will sit. I believe it sit in there just then. And this, let me go ahead and wipe this off a little bit. See if there's any residue or anything on that spring. Nope. Well, he must have got that part clean anyway. Very, very little. You can see it on the rag there, there's very little. So I believe that's all right. You can get it to let it go. And the spring goes up in here. Let's see if we can take it down in there. And it goes down in there. And then we push this down. And come on, get back up here. And then this will turn. And then that's got, there we go, locked right in there. All right, so we got that up there. Now this, put that in, snap that in there. There we go. All right, last, we're gonna do a system check. Make sure that held back. That's good. Wonder if I can, all right, that's down, snapped, it fires, Bring this back down again. Now put safety on. It won't fire. Safety off. And it fires. You don't want to, with a 22, I've seen a lot of guys, you know, they'll snap them. The thing is, it goes, that firing pin goes through a hole that's indentated, you know, it's got an indentation where that bullet sits. Now the ejector and the firing pin, the firing pin will be lower or higher. It could be higher, could come up that, say like here's the end of your bullet. The firing pin can come out up here, and the extractor will probably be on the, you know, with this here, it ejects on like an angle. So if your firing pin's here, your extractor would be here in that indentation, and then your ejector would be over here. And what it does is if you dry fire that thing where that bullet seats into the chamber, it could dent that. And a lot of times, you know, they're at an angle, and that's what breaks firing pins. So if you got a 22 like this or something, don't dry fire. You know, it's not that much, you know, just pull it up, you know, and then just take and hold the hammer and let it down. You know. But anyway, there it is, Chiappa 1911 22, cleaning it, disassembling it, putting it back together, and function check. So, you know, we appreciate y'all coming out this evening and watching us, you know, clean and put it back together, function check it and everything. These are, you know, real good firearms. But anyway, you know, as my old friend, and I'm sure there's a bunch of you get a kick out of this every time I do this, but as everybody knows, old Uncle Sam, and back when he, you know, we had the draft, or, you know, still yet, you know, we don't have the draft, but, you know, Uncle Sam wants you. So that's the way I want. I want you to come back and see us next time.